To graph this piecewise, we need to start with the y-intercept, and we're going to use the slope. And we only want this linear piece when x is less than or equal to 0. So my y-intercept is at 1. Since my slope is positive, if I go negative, negative with the rise and run of 1, I get that piece of x plus 1. Now, if x is greater than 0, our y-intercept is at 3, but it's an open circle because it's not equal. And then the slope is negative 4, so down 4 to the right 1. Down 4 to the right 1. And there's the second piece of my graph. To write the piecewise, this y-intercept is at 3, and the slope, so up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. So it's positive. So the slope for this piece is positive 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. And the slope for this piece, up, right, is 1 over 1 with a y-intercept of 1. So my piecewise graph, when x is less than 0, I know it's not or equals because of the open circle here. My equation is negative x plus 3. And when x is greater than or equal to 0, my equation is x plus 1. Now for this function, my first piece here has a y-intercept of 2 and a slope. See, this is down 1 and left 1, so the slope, negative 1 over negative 1, is positive. So when x is less than 1, my equation for that piece is x plus 2. Now when x is greater than or equal to 1, these step pieces are the greatest integer function, meaning anywhere between 1 and 2, our graph is 1. And anywhere between 2 and 3, the graph is 2. And we can denote that with these special brackets that mean greatest integer function. Now for this word problem, we need to take into account all of the information. The shipping charge for every order is $12. So for part A, for the piecewise, if we order between 0 and 5 items, because it's 5 items or less, it's $5 per item. So 5x plus the flat fee of $12. If we order more than 5 but less than 10, it's $4.50 per item plus the flat fee of $12. And if 10 items or more, so that's the or equals, it's $3 per item plus the flat fee. So if the total charge plus shipping is exactly $51, how many items were ordered? So 51 equals and I'm thinking $51 is a lot of money, so I'm going to start with that last piece and thinking maybe we have more than 10 items. Subtract the 12 to the other side and divide by 3, and we get x is 13. So 13 items were purchased. Okay, so now we have an absolute value equation. The vertex is at -2, -4. So when I sketch my graph, that's going to be my starting point. And it has a stretch of 3 in the front, so that really means I have to go up 3 and over 1 to get my next point on both sides. And I get a sketch of my v, of the absolute value. The domain is all real numbers. The x's go on forever and ever in both directions. The range is all the y values. In this case, they are greater than or equal to -4. All of these y's down here at -4 is the lowest one, so the range is everything above that. The vertex I already have. The axis of symmetry happens at the x-coordinate of the vertex. The minimum value, so the lowest point, is -4. And yes, the function is continuous. There are no breaks or jumps or asymptotes. F of g of 3. So first I need to find g of 3. So I'm going to plug 3 into the g equation. And I get -2. So now I need to take that -2 and plug it into the f equation. -2 minus 3 is -5. First I'm going to find f of -7 here. -7 minus 3 is -10. So now I need to do h of that answer, h of -10. So -10 squared minus 2. That's 100 minus 2, so the final answer is 98. To add the functions together, here's my f of x plus g of x. I'm going to combine like terms, so it's 3x minus 11. Now for subtraction, we have to be careful, because that negative sign goes to both pieces of the g equation. So really this is x minus 3 minus 2x plus 8. So that equals -x plus 5. Okay, to multiply, we have to distribute everything. So x times 2x is 2x squared, and x times -8. -3 times 2x, -3 times -8. And then as a last step, you're going to combine like terms here. Okay, so for number 11, f divided by g. F of x is x over 3, x minus 3. G of x is 2x minus 8. Now to get the domain of that, one of the math rules that would send you to math jail is if you divided by 0. So to find the domain, or the restrictions on this equation, 2x minus 8 cannot be 0. So we're going to solve for what x is not allowed to equal. Add the 8 to both sides. Divide by 2. So x cannot equal 4 is the domain of f of x divided by g of x. For number 12, so to find g of h, that means I'm going to take the h equation and plug it into any x in g of x. So there's my g of x equation from the problem with a spot held for the x. And instead of x, I need to put x squared minus 2. We can simplify this, distribute the 2 to both pieces, and combine like terms. So 2x minus 12. So we're going to use the same process for 13. H of f So I have x squared minus 2. But instead of x, I need to put x minus 3. And then be really careful simplifying this. X minus 3 squared means x minus 3 times itself. So I'm going to distribute all the pieces together and combine like terms. And this is my final answer.